Today, we're diving headfirst into the 10 most insane poker hands ever in history. We'll see some of the wildest, craziest, most mind-blowing hands ever played. These aren't your average poker hands. These are the moments that have everyone at the table wondering what just happened. From impossible bluffs no one saw coming, to legendary suckouts.
Is that all you want to do, is challenge me to heads up?
These hands will leave you on the edge of your seat. Let's get into it. Moneymaker gets lucky. In this clip, watch how luck plays a pivotal role in his journey to victory at the 2003 WSOP main event. This hand wasn't just a lucky break, it was a game changer that propelled Moneymaker from an unknown amateur to a World Series champion.
Presidential press conference over there, something big must be happening. And we do have Chris Moneymaker in the hat on the left taking on Umberto Brenes. The flop is down 9-King-2. Brenes has ace-ace against Moneymaker's 8-8. Now we know what aces can do.
Yeah, well, these two have been trading punches all day long, and the pair of eights, Mr. Moneymaker has been walking between raindrops all day, but right now he's up against aces. That's a storm.
Moneymaker checked after the flop, and Umberto Brenes wants to get some action going, and he puts down a $30,000 bet.
Now, admittedly, Chris has a difficult decision here. Umberto Brenes is a wild player that is capable of crazy bluffs. I mean, just look at the guy.
Umberto, a big favorite in the hand right now.
How much does he have?
Chris thinking about it. Wants a chip count from Brenes's stack.
And he's told he has about 120,000. He's got a pair of eights, and he doesn't know Umberto has the pair of aces.
Chris Moneymaker took down Johnny Chan in an earlier session, and he is going to raise Umberto Brenes 120,000. And Umberto wants...
We said Chris had a hard decision, but now he's made it harder by raising. Moneymaker calls, and it's off to the races.
Eights.
Two aces. He said he called.
Only an 8 is going to save Chris Moneymaker.
What I'm saying, he might have chips in there.
Doesn't matter. Let's turn him up, guys. He said he called. He said he called.
I know, I'm in big trouble.
Oh, Chris says he's in big trouble. He knows it.
Two eights of an 8.
There comes a turn, and it's an 8 of clubs.
In the blink of an eye, Umberto went from being in control to having only 2 outs left in him.
The last card is no help to Brenes, and he has been eliminated.
Yeah, Johnny Chan was knocked out by Chris Moneymaker, and now another stunning knockout for Moneymaker against Umberto Brenes.
Chris Moneymaker's stunning hand that turned the tide at the 2003 WSOP main event. What started as a stroke of luck became the defining moment of his journey, catapulting him from an amateur to a poker legend. It's a perfect example of how a single hand can change everything and etch your name into poker history. You've got to get lucky to win. Get ready to witness Chris Moneymaker's luck come into play in a critical hand from the 2003 WSOP main event. Although Moneymaker's skill is undeniable, this pivotal moment highlights just how crucial a stroke of luck can be in the quest for victory.
50,000 on the ace-queen. Action over to Phill Ivey now, and looking at a couple of 9s.
Phill Ivey always loves pocket pairs.
He'll call it. Next in line is Jason Lester. Ivey with the lead with the 2 9s. Well, Lester with a couple of 10s. And at least before the flop, you figure he's going to stick around, and he indeed does call that.
Now we have 3 players in the spot.
Nobody else wants any action, and so we're going to get the flop now. Moneymaker, Ivey, and Lester in the hand.
Wow, everyone's got a hand in this one, but Phill Ivey is in the mix. As arguably the world's best player, his presence alone is enough to make any poker player think twice.
Flop now. Moneymaker, Ivey, and Lester in the hand. The flop comes 2 queens.
A monster flop for Chris Moneymaker, who makes 3 queens and becomes a prohibitive favorite.
Check.
Jason Lester checks, so the action to Moneymaker, you have to figure he's going to push things right now. And he does with 70,000.
I thought he might have pushed it more. Generally...
What an incredible flop for Moneymaker. And Phill Ivey decides to make the call. But hold on, things are just starting to heat up.
Knocked out, doesn't make the final table, so Jason Lester.
Here comes a turn in, it's a 9, and that gives Phill Ivey a full house.
Miracle on 4th Street for Phill Ivey, who now has the full house and the better hand.
But nobody knows it here except Phill Ivey.
And there's no reason for Moneymaker to put to
There's absolutely no way Chris could know that 9 was a bad card for him. But he's about to find out Phill Ivey has got something good.
Chris calls.
The pot size is 1 million now.
9's full for Phill Ivey.
Moneymaker is disgusted. He never could have assumed the 2 9s in the hole for Phill Ivey.
But in poker tournaments, they say you have to get lucky to win.
Here we go. We're going to see one more card. It's an ace!
An incredible knockout blow for probably the best player left in the tournament, who's gone down.
Oh, amazing. Phill Ivey loses with a full house to a better full house.
And just like that, Chris Moneymaker secured his spot at the final table of the 2003 World Series of Poker. His victory ignited the poker boom, inspiring millions of players to join the game worldwide. Cooler of the century. In this clip, we're about to recap a situation so devastatingly unlucky that almost any player would be forced to go broke. The intensity is off the charts, and the setup is perfect for a colossal clash. Buckle up, because this is one cooler you won't want to miss.
On the flop, don't ever run bad.
Strange. The last time Gomez had aces, it was against Kevin Saul, and 3 6s came on board. He won a big pot. This time, 3 of a kind is going to come on board, and he's destined to lose a lot of chips right here.
That didn't take long. Right on the flop, we see one of the sickest coolers in poker. There's nothing left to do but sit back, grab some popcorn, and watch the show.
1.3. He is raising, wasting no time.
You know, this is an interesting play here from Spindler. He's got 4 of a kind, and, you know, popular wisdom would say you should just call and slow play it. But what he's hoping for here is that his raise looks like a bluff, and that Gomez does have a hand at it. As we know, he's not bluffing. He's got 4 of a kind. And Spindler is really taking an aggressive approach to this hand to try to get as many chips in as possible. A big bet once again of 2 million.
You gotta love it. Instead of checks and raises, Splinter is just blasting huge bets with quads.
Pot up to 5.5 million now.
Well, this is the opportunity now for either Gomez to be an absolute genius and make the most remarkable laydown we may have ever seen.
Don't bet on that.
Or he might just decide, all right, now's the time. Let's get all those chips in the middle. Just an amazing. Oh, and he does. He's moving it all in. Of course, Spindler. He's calling. He's got 4 of a kind.
With a perfect storm of bad luck and no way out, it's hard to imagine any player avoiding disaster in that spot. Sometimes in poker, no matter how well you play, fate just deals you the losing hand. What's the craziest cooler you've ever seen? Let us know your crazy cooler stories in the comments below. We got a runner. In this clip, we're about to be reminded that luck is always a factor in poker. It's the kind of hand that shows just how wild this game can get when the unlikely becomes reality.
There. Good little golf day today.
It is quite good to golf here, isn't it?
It is very good. There's not a lot wrong with this resort, Midi.
No.
Alright, so Josh opening, Lexi flats, Gerald flats, Chris completes in the big blind now. Well,
nothing too crazy yet. One player has a set and bets it.
On the button here, didn't he's just seen enough of Alexi smashing around in pots. He wants to get involved.
Yeah, I think you got to defend your bone quite wide, and I mean, I think this is probably a little step out from the Sims, but I think against these guys, well, Alexi, he fancies his chances. Fortunately, though, he's going to get burned.
Bad card.
Oh, no.
Bad card. That's
now things are getting more interesting. Certainly there are some big bets to come now.
Gerald and the Dolphin swimming tonight, mate.
And Alexi's gone big. 3 into 390. Gerald only has 610.
I hate to see this.
I mean, he's loving life, right? He's got top 2 pair. How can you be beat here? Tanks about. Wow.
I mean,
he's just cool with 300k back.
I mean, all the money's going to go in this time anyway, but... Oh! That's good for the EV graph, isn't it?
Just as promised, that was insane.
Wow, Lexi gets the bad news, just the running queens. Wow, Gerald's face. I can't work that out. How you just
well, if you put it in the turn.
And there it is, back-to-back miracle cards that turn the hand completely on its head. When the impossible happens, all you can do is shake your head and marvel at the madness. Miss Finland. Nothing is more entertaining than an amateur stepping into the ring with a seasoned pro and holding their own. In this clip, Miss Finland, who's far from a regular at the felt, faces an impossible challenge, playing against seasoned poker pros. Let's see if Miss Finland can rise to the challenge in this tense showdown.
Me and Mrs. Finland right now, heads up.
I believe it's Ms.
Miss Finland. All right, let's see a flop.
So there's no Mr. Finland, okay.
There's a 4 on the flop. Ronnie has bottom pair.
Hi.
Hi.
Ronnie, if you bust her on the first hand.
He bets.
30,000.
And Sarah raises with
a really good start by Miss Finland. And she decides to raise. Considering both players have really weak hands, she's playing great so far.
30,000?
Yeah.
It's the way all my relationships start, with lies.
So Ronnie has called the raise and improves to trips on the turn.
Oh boy.
Why are you checking?
You raised me on the flop.
Please slide which your part is.
She slides out the bluff card.
Oh my God! How is this happening? I wanted to stay and play with you, Miss Finland.
It's like the best card in the deck for Ronnie. He slow plays it, and Miss Finland goes all in, and is fully aware she's bluffing. Wow, this bluff might be difficult to get past Ronnie, but her poker face is stone cold.
There's a reason why it's a Finnish reputation, right?
I have a 4.
He shows her his hand. Requested more time.
You know, I have trips. I don't know if I can fold this hand. I don't know how you play. I never played with you before. What is going on here? If I fold this hand and they see this fold and you have like king, queen or something, it's gonna be the most embarrassing thing ever for me. You understand this, right?
And Ronnie's folded.
Holy shnikes.
Come on.
It's a bluff.
Show. She has ace high.
Ronnie, you're going to the cage.
Well, the good news, Ronnie, she doesn't have king, queen. The bad news is that she bluffed you off trip 4s with ace high. I don't know how Ronnie is ever going to live that down, but Miss Finland undoubtedly played it very well. Sammy Fahra flops the nuts. Brace yourself for a poker player's worst nightmare, the devastating realization of drawing dead. In this clip, the action has hit a dead end, and the sense of defeat is overwhelming. What makes it even more intriguing is that it features poker legend Sammy Fahra going head-to-head with Oliver Hudson, son of the iconic Goldie Hawn.
Action is on Sam Fahra. On the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam, Fahra has ace-10 offsuit. Sammy's gonna bet 200 chips. Everybody in the room starts with their buy-in amount, 10,000 chips. Over to Oliver Hudson in 2002. He was one of People Magazine's 50 most beautiful people.
I don't see it.
Pocket 10s.
Raise.
And Oliver is announced to raise.
Re-raise.
He's going to make it 450.
A pretty standard hand so far. Both players have legitimate hands. Sammy raised and Oliver re-raised.
To Sam Fahra.
Sammy doesn't like to wait a long time to get his feet wet. This is the first hand of the session, and he's going to call with his ace-10 offsuit.
Oliver Hudson in the lead right now with his pocket 10s. The flop is ace, ace, 10. Both get full houses, but Sammy's got the nuts.
You gotta be kidding me. This is the very first hand of the main event for both of these guys.
An absolute gut punch for Oliver. It's important to remember, no matter how good you are or how much money you have, you can only enter the World Series of Poker main event once a year.
Hudson has 10s full. I mean, he can't get up. This is a disaster movie for him.
Fahra earns the check mark, but both players check.
Both were slow playing it, and Mr. Hudson is in bad shape. He's got the 10s full. He's not going anywhere.
A full house for Oliver Hudson, but it's second best. He bets 300 chips. Fahra raises now to 1,300. That's a lot for this point of the tournament. Well, hand one.
All in.
And Hudson goes all in. And Fahra calls immediately.
Both players are sure they have the best hand, and they check the flop. Then the betting ramps up quickly to all in. There's nothing to save Oliver now.
Immediately.
Oh my God.
Very first hand of their main event. Sammy's got the nuts, and Oliver Hudson is in shock. I mean, someone needs to tell him he can get up. He is drawing dead. He's going home.
A meaningless jack on the river and a Hudson.
Oliver Hudson facing the brutal reality of drawing dead against the legendary Sammy Fahra. It's a moment that perfectly captures the heartbreak of poker, where even the best laid plans can crumble in an instant. Poker can be a cruel game, and this clip shows exactly why. Phill Ivey doing Phill Ivey things. Get ready to watch a master at work, because Phill Ivey is about to do what he does best, completely outclass his opponent. In this clip, Ivey pulls off one of his signature moves, getting his opponent to overplay their hand while masterfully setting the trap.
Mr. Ivey got the aces. Limps in. Sam checks back king at clubs. Ruh-roh. This could be a big one, Jeff. We got top set against the nut flush draw on a pair.
Phill is a good enough player to know to bet top set on this board, but surely he can't think his opponent has the nut flush draw at this point. Phill Ivey is about to completely confound his opponent and show us how the game of poker is played.
I mean, I guess for Greenwood, you know, it's a little unlucky. He's got that pair flush draw. He's got to think, you know, against the set, this is like the worst hand he could be against. Even like ace queen, his 8 would be live, but or you know, ace jack, he's got the whole shalada. But here, he's really just drawn to that flush. And for Ivey, a bit unlucky. Oh well, that actually now that is that's a sight you'd love to see if you're a Phill Ivey fan.
Quads for Ivey.
You might think Phill Ivey is pretending to think right now to trick his opponent. You would be wrong. He is thinking. When you have quads, the only thing that matters is your opponent's 2 cards. Phill Ivey is not Hollywooding here. He's thinking about what hands Greenwood can have that will pay him off.
Flush beats a house. So we can see Greenwood 0%, but he's going to think he's still doing okay in this
Gotta love it. Slip some rope, you know, in case some, I mean, just pretty special stuff here. This is, I mean, if a flush runs out, if a club were to come, oh my goodness gracious.
Let's watch the master go to work. Play above the rim poker and remind us why 9 out of 10 pros say he's the best currently playing the game.
You don't get there. You're on your way and you don't get to in the door somehow. This is, I mean, there's just no other, I mean, there's just none. There's hand combination 1, right? All the other ones are houses.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, I guess you might think Phill could have a lower flush, but a full, you know that a full house doesn't beat
but you're going to raise up here. You're going to
get raised and you think maybe Phill has like the queen high or whatever, another flush, yeah.
I mean, he's not going to like it when he gets jammed on.
He's probably, I don't even think he thinks long. Wow.
Obviously, you lose the 10-9 of clubs and you lose the aces. Those are the 2 hands you can lose to here.
And if you're Phill, you lose, or
say for Phill, he loses to the 10-9 of clubs and the king 10 of clubs. I mean,
no, king 10 of clubs, right? That's it.
Sorry, yeah, king 10 of clubs. Only.
So there's 1 hand you lose if you're Phill, and
2 if you're Sam.
Yeah. So it's the biggest cooler you'll see, really.
Sam's gonna feel sick, but he can't fold.
Playing against Phill Ivey is hard enough, but when he has every ace in the deck, you end up feeling a bit foolish when you lose your entire stack. Better luck next time, Greenwood. And for future reference, we don't recommend trying to hit a flush on a board that already has a pair of aces on it. We hope you're ready for the most epic poker hand of all time, Harmon vs. Seidman, the 2005 WSOP shock. Poker can be a cruel game, and even the best players aren't immune to a brutal bad beat. In our next clip, Jennifer Harmon is sitting on a monster hand, playing it perfectly. But fate has other plans. What starts as a dream scenario quickly turns into a nightmare as the unthinkable happens.
Corey Zeidman from Coral Gables, Florida, made a stud final table last year. 9-8 of diamonds.
Call.
Action on Brady Davis in his first World Series of Poker. He's 34 years old from Illinois.
We've seen some loose calls so far, but nothing to make you fall out of your seat. Yet. The action's heating up, but trust me, the real fireworks are just around the corner. Get ready, because things are about to go from wild to straight up insane.
3 to our flop now. The flop, 10 Jack Queen Harmon with a set, but Seidman flops a Queen High straight.
Boy, that is the prelude to some fireworks usually.
Davis checks over to Harmon, who's got a set of queens, and she bets 500 chips on Seidman.
2,000.
These are the kind of flops you've got to tread carefully on. The players who called Jennifer Harmon are loose, but she's sitting on the 4th nuts here. She needs to extract value, but protecting her stack is just as critical. Let's see how the poker legend navigates this one.
It's 1,500 more to Jen. That is a lot at this stage of the tournament.
She plays it safe and just calls.
Seidman with the lead with his straight as we go to the turn. The turn is a 10 of diamonds. Harmon makes a full house.
What an absolute money card. This is the sickest card in the deck. Jennifer Harmon bets, and it's now on Corey.
He can only muck it if he believes that she has the full house already.
I call.
He makes the call. We're going to the river. Jen Harmon with a huge advantage. And now the river card. Oh, the perfect card for Seidman. The 7 of diamonds gives him the straight flush.
And he even checks it again, which an amateur would do to make sure he's got it.
But the hand isn't over yet. Only 2 hands can beat Jennifer's full house.
Action on Jen Harmon, who has the full house. She makes it 3,000 to put Seidman all in.
Why is Corey acting as if he's agonized?
I guess I could do a lot of sightseeing if I lose this hand.
You can't lose the hand.
All in.
What was he thinking about? That is a slow roll. He said if he loses, he's gonna go on vacation. I guess some people just don't know what to say.
I knew you had that hand. Oh, mamma mia.
It was hard to get off. I'm like, gosh, I flopped the straight. I'm like, ace-king is the only hand that's gonna beat me now.
Don't put a 7 of diamonds up there.
Wow, nice hand.
Thank you. Come on, a little for that.
Corey tries to keep his cool, acting like he's played the hand perfectly. But when he realizes he hit a 1-outer, he shifts gears, explaining why he had to stay in the hand. It's a wild hand, but what makes it even crazier is Corey's unusual speech on the river. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it all the way to the end, drop a $sign in the chat to let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you're always up to date on the latest poker fights, insane suckouts, and heartbreaking defeats.